Well, good morning to all of you. That was a car. I've told you guys a lot about these people in these little sports cars that watch the Fast and Furious. But I'm always in the big rig and can't ever show you what these... Yeah. Spend the night there. Little Beamer. I see them all the time in the big truck in the weekdays. And traffic out here, this is out in the woods. Traffic out here in the woods is freaking insane anymore. The road we're on right now used to be a clay road when we bought our property out here. Now it's a race car path for those guys. He actually fared pretty good. Normally they go way off in the woods. Total destruction. But anyway, what was I talking about? I forgot. Remind me. I think I was just getting into saying good morning. Anyway, good morning everyone. It's Saturday morning. Beautiful Saturday morning. It is 57 degrees out. Couldn't ask for anything better. This will only stay on for a few minutes. Headed to the property, or the compound, or the farm, or the, I don't know, there's ranch, there's many names for this place. I mentioned to you yesterday that we were going to take the Peterbilt to the auto detailer's shop. We've had an appointment. We got home with the truck, and me and Ashley made an appointment with her auto detailing guy to get the truck ceramic coated, and that day is today. Well, yesterday we were having trouble getting hold of him. We couldn't get a hold of him. So as of yesterday evening, I was thinking, wow, this might not happen. So was a little disappointed, but thought, oh well, I guess whatever. So I was milling around the house this morning. I've been up since, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock. And he texted around 6:30. He says he wants to do it out at our place. It is 7:41 right now. He's gonna be there about noon, he says. But I need to get there and clean out that center bay of my barn. Get all the dust blown off the floor and get the truck detached and get it in there. Crossing my fingers, the truck even fits. The stacks are pretty tall. I mean, I got a tall barn, but I don't know, it's gonna be close. One problem at a time. We'll go get it cleaned up and see what happens. Called a couple friends of mine. Hopefully they're gonna come out. Had some friends that were gonna go to Flywheelers this weekend, but they think about changing their mind. I said, well, if you do, right out here. If you don't mind, bring something for the grill. We'll make a day of it. I wanted to get the ceramic coating stuff on video anyway, but I didn't want to go hang around somebody else's shop all day long and, you know, stare at their walls to get a few minutes of content. So I'm kind of glad he's coming out here to do it, because I can relax and do the things I like to do. I have to go on a massive fire ant killing mission out here. I've big time prolonged that. And I've got another feeder to fill, and there's always, when you own property, there's always something to do. So, plenty to do. I think it's fun work myself. Other people might not, but we're gonna get out there, get that center bay cleaned up, and see if we can get the truck to fit in it. Might have to take a hammer and beat the top of the stacks down or something, or maybe bend them over. Who knows? I don't know. I don't think we'll do that. Maybe we'll take. Seeing that car wreck back there reminded me of something I'm telling you about, these kids out here driving, acting foolish. So this bayhead right here, or swamp area, that's not a bayhead, that's an entire swamp, used to have massive cypress trees in it. We still got a few. You see how thin it looks out there? I mean, you see some small stuff coming back up, but very thin, all the way up to those pine trees, and 100 yards or better that way. This kid had a brand new car, 1 day old. He was running up and down this clay road, acting stupid, and he wrecked into this swamp. Car caught on fire, burnt this swamp. Now that edge of my property is 100 yards. It also got my neighbor and got several hundred yards of his as well. It was very dry out here then. There was no water in that swamp. And out there, if you walk around in dryness, you could take a stick and just shove it in the ground 4, 5, 6, 8 feet. It's just solid peat moss. That burned for 6 months at least. We'd go walking around out there and you just see smoke coming out of the ground. Just like a plume of smoke would be coming out of the ground. It was actually pretty cool to see. Stunk. Oh my God, it was the stinkingest stuff ever. Let's see if there's a deer here. Nope. But my phone, I got a picture of one there 20 minutes ago. Anyway, you'd go back the next day where that smoke was coming out of the ground, and there'd just be a big old crater. I mean, you could lose a pickup truck in it. And it went on all out there. There's my old ugly boat. I bought that boat. That was my first boat ever. I started rebuilding it. I built it once, started to rebuild it again, and I'm too old for that rebuilding crap, but I got 2 brand new motors sitting in that barn for it. I think I'm gonna give it away. Or take it to the landfill or something. Anyway, all this out there, all that area, it burnt and burnt and burnt and burnt. The fire department, or the forestry department, they stayed out here for probably 4 months. They wouldn't leave because they had just recently had a huge fire out near I-4 that they were sort of the cause of. They tried to do a controlled burn and it backfired on them. No deer at this one either. Dang it. I was hoping to see a deer this morning. Anyway, they tried to do a control burn and the smoke laid down on top of I-4. And there was like a freaking, I can't even remember, 100 car pile up or something. I mean, it was bad. So then they had basically a no fire policy. If a fire starts up, they're on top of it, because they were in the hot seat. So when they got here, when this happened, this was like a month later, really. When that happened, they sat out here. They would take their fire hoses. That road that we just drove in on, where my front gate is, they told us this is their line. They're stopping it right here, because if it crosses that road, it can go for miles. They had their fire trucks, I think they call them brush trucks. They'd stick their hoses into the ground and then just push them straight down on the edge of that road and just pump a whole truckload of water into the ground. And they did that for frickin', they did that alone for a frickin' month. They were not letting it pass my entrance road. And in this area here, they had, all this was bulldozed. They had a fire line cut through here. This is good hard ground. There's no peat moss here, so there's no worry about it burning underneath your feet here. They had all this bulldozed all the way through my neighbor's property, bulldozed. And it was this whole block out here of peat moss burning. And I am not joking one bit. It burnt for 6 months, at least. Like I said, that you'd just be walking around out there, all of a sudden a flame would shoot out of the ground. Poof! It'd shoot out of the ground 6 feet. It might burn. It might have a big old flame out of the ground for a day, 3 days. Then it might go away and then just sit there and just smoke, smoke, smoke. Eventually, there'd be a hole so big there, you could, like I said, you could drive a truck in it. You'd lose the truck, but I mean, you could fit a truck in it. It was sad. We lost a lot of trees, but it was neat in a way to, I mean, just, I never knew something like that could, I don't know, call me weird, but as sad as it was also kind of neat to experience it. I heard of some town, I watched it, matter of fact, that reminds me of a TV show. Some town somewhere where there was a mine or something. I can't quite remember. But it had some kind of underground fire for, I don't want to sound stupid because I don't quite remember, but I need to get my barn keys. 20 years or 40 years or something. Unless it was just one of those gimmick TV shows that lie to you, I wouldn't put them past that either, but it can burn underground for sure. I've witnessed it firsthand. Anyway, we got to get the barn unlocked. Got to get the tractor out. Got to get some tractors moved around. We got a pallet of corn to move. I'll probably put it out today. Got golf carts to move. My dad bought a golf cart from a friend of ours, which means I bought a golf cart from a friend of ours. It's he wanted it for the grandkids. They have fun out here on golf carts, and it's a lot safer than four-wheelers. But maybe we'll do that today. We got to get these battery terminals all cleaned up. We need to service these batteries, get a bunch of distilled water, fill them back up. I know the golf cart runs because it was running. It just ain't going now because it's been sitting, but we got to get all of this out of here. This is going to be a project. This crap is heavy, and I'm by myself. These 2x12s aren't light, but we'll get the Kubota out. It's got forks on it. We'll get all this stuff cleaned up, picked up, probably move some stuff like that for the guy. I got this feeder here. I'm moving all my feeders over to this one. This thing is, see if I can get a better picture of it. That feeder is freaking awesome. Raccoon proof, they're not getting in it. This is actually bear proof too. If you take some tie downs and tie it down, we had a bear push this one over, and then we tied it to the ground, and he's never been able to touch it since. The bear is now gone. Once in a great, I've only seen bears out here once. They lasted, I don't know, year, 2 years, and they're gone. I talked to my neighbor about it. He said, yeah, he's been out here his whole life. He's an older gentleman. He says, yeah, we get them from time to time. They just, I don't know why, something about our ecosystem here. So there's bears just south of us, and there's bears just north of us. Full time, lots of them. Like the Orlando area, they got a lot of bears. Ocala, a lot of bears. Okeechobee, a lot of bears. Right here, nothing. My thought process to that is there's just a little something here in this ecosystem that they don't quite care for, or there's not enough of something. Maybe would be a better way to put it, because look, We got all the woods you can stand. I'm surrounded by umpteen thousands of acres of woods, but no bears. But they're just north and just south of us. I don't know. Maybe that's a weird conversation, but it's true. Anyway, let's do some work. These 4x4s aren't even supposed to be in this barn. Ooh. Look at this. Why do I keep this stuff? Oh, I'll need that one day. You know what? I probably will need that much of this thing one day. Good Saturday morning to you, Chris. All right, there we go. Now we got to come up with a place to put all this stuff. Check this barn over here. Well, all these 4x4s were supposed to go over here anyway. And our concrete forming side. So we'll see. Maybe there's room over there. Well, yes and no. There's room in there if I want to unload it all by hand. big old scrap pile of metal I'm getting ready to get rid of. This barn's actually clean compared to what it has been. I've been on somewhat of a cleaning mission around this place. And we're making headway, so that's good. I'm gonna set this stuff right underneath this tree for now. Kind of out of the way. But I need to go get some boards to set it on. One. That's gonna do the trick. All that plumbing stuff's gonna fall, but that's okay. Hopefully the wood stays stacked. I think while it's here, of course the bottom of my boots are filthy. While it's underneath that barn, I need to get inside it and do a really good wiping down. It rained last night because this had sand all over. Uh-oh, look what I forgot to do on my last move. Washed all the dirt off of it mostly. There's still a lot of dirt in here and there. I wonder if I should rinse all that off first. Yes. We'll pull it up there, the grass, rinse it off a little bit, pull it in, and go from there. I gotta get a catwalk on this thing. I do not know why I ordered it without a catwalk. I think the logic was we were gonna put our own on it, or a catwalk, deck plate, whatever you might want to call it. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't put it on there to begin with. Should have. Yeah, we can do a vacuum in and a wipe down. Look at that dashboard. While that's going through its cycle, what the hell is that? What is it doing? Someone tell me, please. Because I have no clue what that is. Not an earthly idea. Where am I at? My keyhole. This thing needs to be washed too. I didn't think the stacks were under the eave yet. Damn. That was almost a massive tragedy. That stack barely touched that metal. Thank goodness it did. Well, that's not fitting. I just now dumped the bags. Dadgummit. That means the stack's got to come off. I didn't really want stacks that tall, but I wanted them taller than what I had when I bought it. I knew that was going to be a problem. That was all they had. She ain't going in that barn. Hey, at least I got it cleaned out. Man, I thought I had another foot or two before the stacks got to the eave. And boy, that stack barely touched that metal. And I hit slam the brakes, obviously. At least it gave me a little warning, because it was fixing to get nasty. I thought I had a little further to go. Yeah. On today's episode, let's clean the center bay up. Yeah, at least it's clean. It's been needing it. All right, well, I'm gonna have to make a phone call and see what that detail guy actually needs. I'm pretty sure he needs cover. What's this zip tie doing? Oh, you know what? This is more that extra wiring that I bought. I had them put wires all over this frickin' truck when we ordered it. That way when we do lighting, it's just plug and play. What does that say? J1 lamp. I think we ordered it right. We had all the wiring already put here for lighting. I told them everywhere a frickin' wire can go, or everywhere you put a wire like factory, put it there. So that's what they did. He knows how to raise a barn. Are you Amish? Help me raise this barn? We can do it like, get a bunch of Amish people out here, have this thing picked up, reset in 15-20 minutes. Be ready to go. This whole time I thought it was the deer eating all the turnips out of my green field, but nope. I found the culprit. It's Gramps. Yeah, we're here working on this mud flap, trying to get this thing done. It was a 24 by 24. We went 18. Hopefully stop ripping the thing off. But all right, well, we got that mud flap installed. Man, it looks a lot better. We cut it up 4 inches. It's the same width, 24, but the tallness is 20. This one I have yet to rip off, but you can see where it always drags. All this is frayed up, so it's dragging a lot. So I'm going to cut it the same size right there on that red line, and hopefully we'll stop losing fenders. What happens is on these job sites, I'm backing over a little pile of dirt, whether I know it or not know it. It pushes the mud flap under, obviously, snatches it right off. I got a board propping this one up, and here we go. Have to go from this other direction because, oh, wait a minute. Done. First thing my dad said was, well, what's legal? What's legal? I don't know. Nothing anymore these days. Nothing is legal. 18-inch mud flaps. Oh, excuse me. 20-inch mud flaps is what we got. Y'all let me know. Is that legal? Maybe it's supposed to be 24. But guess what? She gone. Tired of losing them. All that is a pre-soak. Then he'll wash it by hand. Right now he's just trying to lift the dirt off of it, where he doesn't scratch it or anything in the washing process. So that's not a wash, that's just a pre-soak. And then he'll start ceramic coating at some point. I don't know the exact process, but I'm watching a little bit. This already looks better than the freaking truck wash I take it to. So we rode back here to where we planted the sunflowers. It said 7 to 10 days to germination. And I didn't really expect to see any, but look at them. There's one. I'm in the shadow. Here's one. You can see that guy popping out. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's more over there. There's a group of them. 2 here. These are just now coming out of the ground. And this one's still dirty. There's one. So, yeah, they're starting to pop out of the ground. I imagine in a few more days we'll see a lot more. Here's a group of 4, 5, 6, or 10, about 10, 15, now that I'm looking around better, all around in this little circle. So, I think it's going to happen. Now what do we have here? You know what that is? That is an ant bed and an armadillo went in there eating them. Here's sunflowers all through here popping up. Sunflowers over there popping up, and they're popping up everywhere. At exactly 7 days. And look, More ants. Armadillos are eating. There. An armadillo is the only natural predator to a fire ant. The only problem is they just can't eat them all. But yeah, exactly on the 7th day, they're starting to pop up everywhere. So that's cool. Good deal. It's going to work. Well, they're at least sprouting. We'll see. We'll see if they make it to maturity. I highly suspect the deer won't allow it, but we'll see. You never know. Did you already get the hood? You already get the hood?
Yes, sir.
In here in the shade, but you can see me in it. Shining her up. Getting her ready for ceramic coating. Looking good, brother.
Thanks, man.
Just keeping it wet. He's doing it piece by piece, drying it as he goes. This guy's on point here. God almighty, look at all that dirt. Looking good, my man. Oh, baby, check out that frame. I've been messing with my new way. We got to get these tanks polished. We were going to paint them. We ordered the truck unpolished because we were going to paint them. Y'all give me your opinion. What do you think? Should I paint them? We painted the air breathers, and we were going to paint the tanks to match. I'm kind of deciding not to. I think maybe I just want to polish them. Y'all give me an opinion on that. Let me know what you think. But she is looking fine. Got another full day on her tomorrow. Still have to polish it and then ceramic coat it. By the way, I got to show y'all one more thing. I think I mentioned it once we left the truck wash in Haines City. I can't remember. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. This whole stack, after they washed it and scrubbed it, all that frickin' DEF crap was, I mean, it looked horrible. I was ready to pull that stack off, throw it away. I was kind of wondering what we were going to do. I talked to my man here about it. Gone. What'd you put on that stack? Oh, he's got his headphones on. He can't hear me. He's listening to music. He's jamming out. But it is gone. Clean. I could walk around this thing all day long and just stare at it. Oh, she's looking good. She's looking good. Look at that frickin' dirt. Woo! God.